Sensitivity is intelligence. With grace and skill, you have abundance. Welcome to the Psychic Hour Reading Show. Host Kelly Brickle is a psychic medium, numerologist, healer, and teacher. Her passions are learning about the soul and energy. Whether through spirit, emotion, or vibrational numbers, there is always a pathway of information waiting to help. Now, here is your host of the Psychic Hour Reading Show, Kelly Brickle.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Double howdy. We're very welcoming. Oh my gosh. Oh, today is so funny. I just was like, you didn't connect any of your destinations if you wanted to, but you don't really have to. We're in a very, very fun place today. Anyway,
yes.
Michael, hi. What grinds your gears? What's on your mind? Let's talk energy.
Oh, that's a wide open thing there. What's grinding my gears? I mean, we got 3 or 4 hours. A lot of things grind my gears.
Yeah, this is a 5-part installment apparently.
5, at
okay,
least
25.
There we go. Yeah, I had a topic in mind actually that like we talked before we got on. So hello everybody. Kelly was nice enough to invite me to join her today. So we're going to just go with it and we're going to see what happens. But yeah, glad to have everybody here. I know people are going to be coming and going, but I did have something. And this has been on my mind the last couple of days because I've been thinking I need to start putting out like these little like 2-minute clips, on like YouTube on my channel to do something productive.
Bless you. Yes,
Bless
you do.
See, there's verification. There we go. I need to do it. But yeah, I was like, I've actually been talking to my guides a lot more than I have in a long, long time. I don't really depend on them a lot. I know they're there and I know they're guiding me and all that good stuff, but I'm like, I want to do something productive. I said, so I'm like, what should I do? Where should I start? And immediately I felt I need to talk to those that are just beginning their journey, whatever metaphysical work you're into. That's kind of where I was pointed. So just to talk literally just a couple minutes about that, the ideas that I have, and this is just the tip of the iceberg, but the first one is if you're developing, okay, people often ask, where do I start? Where do I begin? And I would say to you, find out, and again, this is going to be reaching inside, where's your passion? Metaphysical work, there's so many different, avenues you can go down to or go down. I can't talk today, by the way. But find out where your passion is. Example, for me, it's always been mediumship from day one. I've had to push psychic out of the way. I'm like, nope, don't want anything to do with that. I want to connect to the other side. I want to be a communicator for those on the other side. So that's kind of where I dove in. I'm like, that's what I want to do. So I would say find out where you want to go. And then from there, you got to find somebody that I think it's important when you're fresh, find somebody to develop with, find a teacher, do your research, find somebody who resonates with you, who is on the same, the same wavelength as you, has the same mindset as you, same philosophies. I think that is critical because when you find somebody that is in line with your beliefs and your feelings about a certain area, I think that's going to be like, it's going to make your journey so much more pleasant. And next, and I'll stop after this, when you start to develop, do not be in a hurry. Don't push yourself. Enjoy the journey because it's never ending. Okay. I see a lot of people that want to go from point A to point like Z in like 30 days. It's impractical. Enjoy it, develop, practice. Get out there and just start practicing. Hopefully that makes sense.
People need the encouragement because I think we have interests and we go, well, that was kind of fun. What do I do now? And it's just like you keep going. You have to keep going. And we are showing up a lot to help people keep going and to also be like, hey, this is what you're doing to keep going. You make your life a part of it. I want to say hello to everybody coming on in. Thank you for being here. Jazz, Bernadette, Erin, Rose, Evelyn, Jennifer, Kim, Arnie, Melissa. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Kim says, you're right. Finding someone who believes in what you do helps 1,000,000% in this field. Absolutely. I think the biggest helpers for me, because everyone's so different with what opens them up, but I find energy that can hold space for what I'm working on, whether it's a group of people, whether it's someone who's already established those beliefs, or someone who's just kind and allows you to talk about what's in your head, because we have these things trying to surface within us. And if they stay in our head, if they stay in our thoughts, if they stay in, would be nice. Yeah, that's something I want to do. It gets really like we start to disassociate from the fact that we can just as easily sometimes do it. And after we do it, we go, I guess it was that easy. But, when we're not doing it, we go, I'm going to have to figure this one out, right? I'm really going to have to figure this one out. But I'll be I'll be around Michael, for instance, and I'll feel more comfortable about mediumship. I'll be with another friend and we're talking about healing. And all of a sudden I have these perspectives where I go, wow, my life just got a lot easier because I'm not having to go at this alone. And so same with having a teacher as well as friends. They make your life 1,000,000 times easier because you shouldn't be going at this like alone in the dark.
It definitely helps to have people that understand what you're doing, what you're going through. I think it's very, very, very important. So I look back when I first started and, I felt isolated, alone, and when I started to hit those walls of feeling like, I don't want to do this. And why is it so difficult today? And yesterday my readings were good. The next day they weren't so good. And then you find your people and you find out that's completely normal. And it helps right then and there to set that expectation that just surrendering to the fact that that's how this journey is. It's never going to be a steady climb to one point and then level off and it's going to be peachy keen all the way. It's not that way. You're going to have your ups and downs with the energy, just certain clients. It's all part of it. But understanding that, I think, is really important because then that's the way it should be. And we see a lot of false narratives on social media these days. You see a lot of highlight clips that people put out. And I'm not bashing that, but it doesn't give you the full picture. TV is the same way. You see the mediums on TV that they're outstanding mediums, but unfortunately TV they have a time slot. They got to narrow it down. So what do is they take out certain parts of readings to give you that 5-minute highlight. And it looks like everything makes sense. Everything's peachy keen and blah, blah, blah. But in reality, it's nothing like that. It's going to be ups and downs. Some things are not going to make sense to the client. And you just have to make peace with that. I've said it over and over again, and it's been said by others that we're taking energy and translating it into physical language. And there's that human barrier that's going to get in the way and misinterpret things. And that's just how it is.
Well, we have to honor the human experience. And a lot of us have been conditioned that it's not supposed to be this way. Same with mediumship and intuition. And we talk about this a lot. How can I put this? We talk about mediumship, intuitive, psychic development, healing development, because everyone has intuition. And intuition does make our life easier because it's a natural part of who we are.
Mhm.
So whether you're using it all the time or you just want to know more about yourself, it's a metaphor for like just developing yourself and being more self-aware. So that's why we're like talking about this from this angle, whether you are a practicing medium or not. But we have to talk about the human condition, and it's not always honored enough. Like maybe if you turn on a channel, like even like on the internet, maybe at Sacred Spiral, right? Like, oh, we're talking about it. Or if you turn on the news or whatever channel, like they're going to talk about that topic and you're like, oh, cool. Like, yes, I'm interested in that topic. But then when you go to your friends and family, they'll just be like, well, what's that? Or that's not really on my mind right now. And you have to cultivate it beyond the channel you can find or the one class you can take or the one person sometimes you can talk to. You can't be alone. You're not supposed to be alone.
Right. Nope. And the thing is too, never stop. You know, I'm in a class right now. I've talked about it a little bit here lately, but you know, me, I just never want to be okay with where I'm at. I always want to push myself, and that's kind of what I'm doing now. And again, I found a teacher, I feel the right people will come into your journey when they're supposed to. And with Hannah, who I'm studying with now, again, she's exactly what I need at this point because she's got the years of experience doing, you know, mediumship demonstrations for the public and teaching and private sessions. So she's this wealth of just experience that I need. I need that feedback because unfortunately, the teachers that I have studied with along the way, a lot of them, the class has been so big that you don't get a lot of that one-on-one feedback that a lot of us need. So a lot of my journey I've developed on my own by just doing it. So when I sat down with Hannah the first night to talk about, you know, what I need, I just told her, I said, there's gaps in my development. I need you to just watch me read, and I need you to pick things apart and identify areas that I need to improve on, whether it's my opening statement to the sitter, you know, how I present my evidence, how I develop the story of the person that's coming through and helping to bring their personality and their essence to life during that session. I don't want to just hurry through the evidence and just give evidence. I want to bring that person back to life for the sitter to actually feel like that person's there with us. So that's my goal with this. I just want to make sure that I'm not rushing through, that I'm just making it a pleasant sitting. And this one more thing, and I'll stop talking.
It's all good.
But one thing she did say, it's like, we got to remember when we're doing readings, it's not about just pushing through the evidence and, you know, and just giving facts and figures. And she said this, and I'm like, I know I've heard this before, and I know I've had this thought, but it's like, when will we just sit back and just, we make the connection with that person on the other side? And like, hi, nice to meet you. Sit down. Tell me about yourself. And let them just take the story. You know, that's what it's about. So again, yeah, identifying the person, give it evidence to make sure the sitter knows, yes, that's my person. And then say, okay, what do you want to talk about? Let's just sit and talk. Instead of looking at it like an interrogation, you know, and she used that exact phrase. I'm like, yeah, I do that on. I'm like, okay, what else do you want to say? What did you do for a living? Blah, 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 blah. No, let them have their space and let them talk and let them share their story. So that's kind of what I'm, in a way, going back to the basics and opening up to that space to just, let's sit down and just have a chat. Tell me about yourself.
I think there's an organic nature that comes with just being and being okay with whatever comes up. Two people are there, like you're the reader, you have a sitter, two people are there for the same intention. Mm-hmm. So you just kind of trust that the dance will ensue and you just do what you need to do, which is let go and surrender. And I do think that is a huger part of being a medium than it is a psychic.
Yeah.
The psychic is allowed to be nosy. The psychic is allowed to look around. The medium has to really just be like, I better be in silence and let this come to me. It's very different. It's very different. That's why I'm always learning about mediumship. It's a very different mechanism for me, not for everybody. Sometimes it's quite similar, sure. I want to say a little. Oh, go ahead, please.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing. It's they're definitely two different modalities for sure, and it's important to understand when you're in the psychic mode and when you're in the mediumship mode. And there are times where you can blend the two, and that comes in, and this is another thing she brought up, and I was like, probably have never thought of this, but sometimes you got to feel the energy of the sitter. When they first come in, are they tense? And if they are, if you sense that, it's like, okay, before I even begin, I need to just help them just be at ease. Whether that's just having a conversation and saying, hey, we're just here, we're going to have a conversation, whatever you need to do to put them at ease. So I feel, yes, the psychic side is critical as well for those reasons. But then it's really critical to understand that when you're connecting with this person in spirit, you have to understand that the information has to come from them and you're not getting it from the sitter. And again, that comes with time and practice to where is this coming from? So no, very, very important.
Yes, I agree. It sounds funny, but it's very true. I mean, people can come in and they're not even present and they don't mean to be, and they could be really uncomfortable, and it could be nothing to do with you. It could be they are really emotional and it has nothing to do with you. And you just go, hey, like, how are you? Like, what's going on?
In a way, disarming them and putting them at ease at the same time. It's like, and yeah, I mean, can you imagine? I remember my first reading, I was in such shock, and I can't let that be lost on me that's this person sitting in front of me. This may be their very first experience with a medium, and maybe they've seen something on TV, maybe they haven't, and they don't have any idea what's about to happen. So that's why my first question is, have you ever had a reading before? If they have and they've been around, okay, I can abbreviate my intro. But if they haven't, I think it's important just to say, okay, you can relax. I know it's going to be kind of overwhelming at first because things are going to come through that you're not expecting. And just kind of ease them into, this is kind of what you can expect. Just be open, but this is usually how it goes. That's a short, talk about that. But yeah.
I think that's what I always say too. Like, hey, have you ever had a reading before? And it really does let me know. How can I put it? Someone who's had a lot of readings versus someone who's had no readings, they can be exactly the same because they could have expectations. They could, I don't know. They're just like very stuck in what they think things are. And the number one thing I say afterwards is like, everyone works different. I work different. Let me just tell you how I work. So when I'm talking to you, you just know that I'm in the energy. And we're just going to dive in. Unless you want to know something very specific, we're just going to dive in. Because for shorter readings, sometimes I'm like, hey, do you want a certain area for me to look at? Do you have a question? We'll get to it a little later. But like, I want to make sure that I'm in the area that you would like me to go, especially if it's like a conference reading, or you're at a booth, or there's so many different types of readings. But I want to say hi to everyone in the comments really quick.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Brian. How you doing? Hello, Sarah and Kim. I'm seeing your comments as they go by. Hello, Karen. I still feel bad that I dropped a couple F-bombs during our interview with Karen.
Did you? I thought like maybe you dropped one, or did you do more?
I know there was at least one, but I know it got brought up afterwards. I'm like, that's me. Sorry, I tried to, but I don't even remember what it was in reference to, but it was probably just my personality. But yeah, hopefully I didn't have to require you to do too much editing.
No, it was okay. It's okay. The swears are actually, you know, because I've said it before, swears are permitted on YouTube and Facebook.
Yeah.
It's just if you do like a lot, or if there's other stuff, that's a different story. But yeah, your interview with Karen, because you were on Inner Realms, Utter Journeys, that's going up. It is up, ready to go, Saturday at 4 a.m. So tomorrow
morning. So if you guys want to see some good F-bombs, turn into Karen and I's interview.
It's a good interview. It's a solid interview. Oh my gosh. Jess is saying hi.
Hello,
Brian.
Jess.
She's laughing.
Yeah.
Hey, Jess. Kim, Sarah. Oh, Sarah. Sometimes Facebook and YouTube is crazy, but you're welcome here. Hello, Melissa. We'll be doing some readings in just a little bit, everybody. So we're just talking and opening up the space. Hello, Rose. Thank you so much for being a platform medium and growing with us. And you are definitely always welcome. You're never alone. Let's see.
Oh, we're in this crazy business together. Hello, Michael.
Hello, Vladimir. Hello, Shadow. Me and my Shadow. Hello, Dolores. And let's see, Michael. Oh, Michael's in. Hey, Michael's in. Hey, what's up, Secret Family? I love that Michael always acknowledges like the sacred. Oh, he's helping to remind me. See, I'm a little bit tired today, so thank you. Your consciousness just reminded me to put the logo on. I didn't have my logo up. He's always like, hey, Sacred Spirals. Hey, Spiral Family. Hey, like, I love it. I love it. He hypes it up. Thank you, Michael. Hello, Istani. Hello. And Kim's lending her colorful nature. And then we had some questions up top too, so we can go into readings. We can answer questions. I've been doing my telepathic side reading. Just started the other couple weeks ago, but been watching you on my journey for the last 3 years. Oh gosh, thank you, Jess or Jas. I'm sorry, we have a Jess and we have a Jas.
And a Jas.
Thank you, Jas. Like, I'm happy to answer any questions that are coming up for you as well. And then Jennifer's giving you love. Hi, Michael.
Hello, Jennifer. But yeah, going back to what I opened with or what we opened with, I'll say this: be your authentic self. I say this whenever I have the chance because I fell into this trap early on. Is we tend to want to emulate our teachers and the people we look up to, which is understandable, but you have to carve your own path and you have to be yourself. Like, I mean, I joke and it's self-deprecating humor, but I'm an idiot, for the most part. All right. I say that joking. I know you shouldn't and all that good stuff, but
all that good stuff.
I am me, I don't ever pretend to be perfect. Don't pretend that I know everything. That was the other thing I was going to talk about because people ask me to teach a lot and I'm like, that is a huge responsibility. And I was thinking about this today. It's like, yes, I can teach, but I would make it perfectly clear to the people that want to study with me that if you want the philosophy side of it, yes, I can give you my philosophy. But theory and all that, yes, we can touch on that if you want to. I have very little patience. I have ADD. So from the beginning, it's like, what's the quickest way for me to understand this so I can start doing it? So for me, I keep things simple because that's how I am. I literally need pictures. I mean, I'm a visual person.
Look here.
No dig to the Army, but I should have went in the Army instead of the Air Force because the Army they use a lot more photos than they do manuals. I'm kidding. But anyway, if I do teach or when I teach again, it's going to be based on my experience. And if that's good enough for people, I can definitely, put you on your path and help you. And I can point you in the direction of things, books and areas that I've studied over the years. But I get a little bit taken back by that because I'm like, again, I know what a huge responsibility it is to take on being a teacher. I want to make sure that the person's getting exactly what they need to be set forth on a journey that's going to help them instead of setting them back. So again, I don't try to be like anybody else. I don't try to, look at, I used to look at other mediums and go, oh, shit, I suck compared to this person. I need to go back and take a class. And finally I like, no, I do what I do, and that's all I'm going to do. So again, it's, you just got to be yourself. You will attract people that are attracted to you, your vibe, the way you speak, just you as a person, and just don't ever try to bury that. Be your authentic self, and that's where I'll stop talking.
He's passionate. That's a good thing. He's got energy to boot. Yes, Michael, you are such a natural teacher. There you go. You just want to help. You just want to share. You're just like, this is the way it is, everybody.
Yeah, well, you guys have sat in circle with me. I get very blunt and very to the point.
It does. It's good. It keeps you alive and kicking. Everyone needs something that, when they talk about it, they're like, listen here.
I'll just say I get passionate.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we have some questions in
Sure.
here. We have people asking for connections. We have people asking our opinions on energy. I'm gonna go to one with Dolores.
Okay.
There's a lot, but Dolores is saying, is it difficult for you to read someone if you having an illness? Are you saying if the medium is having an illness, like specific? I think that's what she's saying. So it depends on, and let me know if you're asking that about, like, if someone else has the illness that you're reading for. Ask me, I just want to make sure, but I'll answer it from if the medium or the psychic is sick. I'll say you're saying yes. Okay, thank you. I think it depends on the psychic or medium. It depends. I know people, and I've said this many times, I know people who have been sick, like they've been in the hospital sick, and they are happy to read because it makes them feel better. Like, because they connect to that energy and their body's not doing great, but their mind is still sharp, and they're able to do whatever they need to do. And it's just like, whoa, that's a lot. Now, that's not normal. That's not typical. But there's other people where they're just like, yeah, I'm not feeling good. But again, they just shift into spirit and they're fine. So whether it's exaggerated or a headache or something, that does come up. There's other people where that headache really affects their focus. Like, it really messes with the mind. It really messes with the morale. Whatever they're going through emotionally really might mess with how centered the medium is. So if your center is in place, if your energy is good, you probably are okay. You should be responsible and take care of yourself to take care of other people. But it's a completely different ballgame depending on the energetic nature of a person. Like, for me, for instance, if I know I'm going to be reading, I'm more careful with my sleep and my diet, and other people would never have to think about that ever in order to give a good reading. So Michael, if you have any thoughts on it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been through it too, and I've heard other people talk about the topic, and it comes down to you as a person. I really believe that your mindset takes over in that moment. I mean, yeah, if you're like down with the flu and like you can't function, yeah, definitely, like, today's not the day. But I find that when I sit down to do a session, my energy just boosts. I can be like dog tired, but sit down and, like, boom, I'm like all over the place with my energy, and it's good. Just like you said, some people get a charge out of it. But it's just one of those things that it's very individual to you. If you're really feeling like today is not the day, honor that. And I always say this, because I have rescheduled readings before because I just wasn't feeling it. I'd rather have somebody upset with me that I canceled the reading or rescheduled than try to push myself through a reading that I know I should have put off and then give a crappy reading. I would feel much worse about that than someone being a little bit irritated that we have to reschedule. So again, you just have to feel that out for yourself, and just base it on how you feel. And that's the simplest way I could really explain it.
Yeah, you have to have an understanding of yourself personally. Because there's certain times where I'm like, oh, I'll be fine, and I'll be like, oh, I noticed that reading wasn't as easy, and then I start to learn because of A, B, and C. Yeah, don't repeat A, B, and C if you want to lean into working with your energy easier in a clearer way. Self-responsibility, self-maturity, and really being, I think, just gentle with yourself, because it's subtle energy you're working with. So, right?
Oh, yes.
You can get affected. So with little things.
And that's where practicing and coming up, your development. I mean, you can experiment with those things. When you're in training development, go into a reading when you're really tired and see what that feels like. If you have a little slight cold, just try it out. Again, not for a paid reading or a professional reading, but these are the things you can experiment with classmates, friends. Engage it by that. And you might find that, okay, I'm a little tired. I have a little bit of headache, but it doesn't really affect my reading. At least now you know. So you just got to kind of play around with it. And that's where your class, that's what class time is for. That's what your development is for, is to figure out those things.
For sure. Like practice with friends, classes. Jennifer's in the house. Jennifer S. Lee.
Hello, Jennifer S. Lee, psychic medium, evidential medium, with a bunch of haunted stuff in her house.
Hello, Jennifer. I love it. I really do. Yes, absolutely. We always want to give them our best work. Yes, we do. It's not always possible. I know that sounds really weird. I don't like the sentence as I say it, but I've literally given readings. I've been like, wow, I don't really like that reading. Let me just go home and I'll I'll just email them, offer them a refund. And before they, I get a chance to email them, they'll email me and saying, thank you so much, for this reading. It gave me this or this insight. And I will get that usually for the readings I don't like more than the readings that I'm like, oh yeah, that was good.
You do. You got to remember.
It's weird how we don't like the stuff that we do sometimes, but we're okay.
We do. We put that expectation and pressure on ourselves where we're thinking, oh my God, I really just tanked that one. But the person on the other side is probably like, wow, so again, it's like we're so hard on ourselves about everything we do. Just do the best you can. If you're showing up, giving 100%, that's all you can ask of yourself. And like you said at the beginning, you got to give yourself grace. You have to. You got to be gentle with yourselves, and you can't just constantly beat yourself up, even though we do it. I'm trying to get better at that. I know we all are, but
sure.
This is different territory. You don't have that tangible touch with this stuff. It's there in the ethers, and we're doing the best we can. So
yeah, we're doing the best we can. And sometimes you'll be like, okay, in order to get to this area within my life or my development or what I know I need to do or want to do, I know that I'm going to have to make this massive shift. And it's just like, okay, but what if you are doing something tomorrow? You can't wait for that massive shift. You kind of just have to live and do your best.
Yep. This thought just came to me. It's like, do we put this much pressure on ourselves to talk to each other? I didn't sit down before and say, I wonder if I'm going to get anything from Kelly. I wonder if I'm going to hear her. I wonder if she's going to understand what I'm saying. Probably not, because it's coming out of my mouth. But, we don't do that when we sit down to talk to each other. So why do we do that when we sit down? And this is a natural thing. We're spirit to spirit communication. But again, our human gets in the way. And it's the ego's like, this is so irrational that your mind and your ego doesn't understand this. But it's like, just settle down. And it's like, I got this. Just, here they are.
I will say, Michael, in my life, I have thought of what you're Yeah, unfortunately, I've had, we're all human and we go through different things, but I've had enough experiences with people where I go, oh my goodness, I'm talking to them and they have no idea what I'm saying. I'm really worried. I'm really worried about some of these interactions. I don't know if it's really possible to have a clear interaction. And so it made me very paranoid, I think, with first getting into the spirit world. And that's part of why I actually started being apprehensive with mediumship, even though I kind of I psychically developed, not intendingly to just do psychic development, but I kind of started there. And then the first time I went to readings, I started with mediumship before psychic. So I was like comfortable to grow the mediumship space. And because of what you just said, you're like, do we put this much pressure on ourselves for having interactions with people? The answer was yes. I would tell them something about their loved one. They would say, I don't know. I didn't meet them. I'm not sure. And I'd be like, they must think I'm full of bullshit. Like I'm saying
Oh
things to
yeah.
them and it's not landing. And so I was like, the only way I'm going to know if I'm not full of bullshit, because I had a neurosis about that. Am I able to be understood? I want to understand them. They're paying me to understand them. And how's it even going to work if they can't even understand me? Right. I was really, really freaked out about that. That I was like, let me focus more on psychic work, because if I get it wrong with them, they can directly tell me yes or no. So that screwed me up.
I think I'm rubbing off on you in an unexpected way. I've never heard you say so many cuss words in one sentence.
Wait, I didn't swear just now, did I?
You said bullshit like 3 different times.
Did I really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I must not pay attention. I didn't even realize.
I've brought you over to the dark side.
I did not even realize I said that.
See what happens when people get around me?
Yes. Okay. Well, that's all right. It's authentic.
It's spiritual, so we're good.
That's hilarious. But yeah. Okay. That's how I felt. Yeah. That's how. I didn't even. Wow. Talk about mediumship brain right now.
But yeah, mediumship. No, it is. It's so rational. But the thing is, I've learned that I trust spirit more than I trust the person in front of me, because one session is really ringing out to where I was reading for somebody and she said, do you have any messages for our son? Because I was reading for a lady and her husband was in spirit. And I said, okay. And the husband showed me like St. Patrick's, and they got like, I see him at a bar together. The other thing I was shown is that your son was out fishing, because your husband is showing me somebody got a fish hook stuck in their thumb. And she's like, obviously she wasn't there. She's like, I have no idea, but I'll check. I swear the next day she called me, because I know her. She was my accountant, actually. She's like, I talked to my son about this. She goes, yeah, I was out fishing last weekend, and the friend I was with, we were out fishing, and I couldn't remember if it was him or the friend, but one of them got a fish hook stuck in their thumb. So that right there validated that the sitter might not have any idea, because it's not for them. It was for the son, but he understood it. So I'm like, there we go. Say what's on your mind, because it's going to land somewhere in some way.
You just have to go for it. And everyone's laughing, by the way.
Because of Kelly's potty mouth now. I've corrupted Kelly.
Aaron says, Michael's so proud of you. You know what? It's all good. It's good energy. I'm okay with it. Hello, Nancy. Hello, Sylvester.
Nancy.
Hello,
Sylvester.
welcome. It's great to see you. Hello. Did you want to take a question, Michael, or did you want to go and connect? You get to choose.
We can connect.
Oh wow! Someone's father got a fish hook stuck in their thumb. Ouch!
Jeez. Maybe that was a double meeting. Who knows?
Questions up top about one. There was about boundaries as a medium, and Brian also asked, "Have you been ever a?" You can read it. I'm gonna let you read it.
Yeah. So I want to say this, because that's a very common question for people, and it's not that I haven't been able to connect. It's just that I got in my head so deep that I was just kind of like pulling myself out of that space. So it's never the person in spirit. It's never the sitter. It's me. But in the beginning, and sometimes occasionally, if someone says no, it does. It rattles you, right? Oh my God, they don't understand. Oh my God, you start to panic. So right away, you pull yourself out of that space of mediumship, and you're like, nothing's there. And then you just got to sit back, take a breath, and it's like, no, they're here. They're always here. So you just got to kind of coach yourself back to say, all right, get out of your freaking head. Stop that. They're here. Take a breath. Okay, let's continue on. So it does happen.
It does happen. You have to like honor the energy of the session. Sometimes you might be really guided to read in another way for a person. But usually if someone wants to connect with a loved one, they will probably come in for them because they will support the loved one's needs. But it's really funny. Like I've literally been ready to do mediumship with people, and I'll go like, wow, this is weird. Like I'm not getting much of their presence coming on in, and they'll be like, oh, that's okay. I'm like, are you sure? Like, let me kind of like try again, or let me see who's here instead. And they're like, well, I kind of wanted to have, a psychic reading, but I just wanted to see if my mom was around as well. So I'm like, oh, you're here more so for the psychic reading? And they're like, yeah, I just wanted to see like what you just happened. I was just curious. They'll just be like, I don't need it. I was just curious.
Yeah.
And so it's what the person needs. That's first. And usually if it's a session that needs healing, there will be some type of assistance, but don't expect it to go as maybe you think it would. They might come in at the end of the session, not at the beginning. They might come in the middle of the session. Someone might bring them in first. So all of a sudden you get dad instead of mom, and then mom comes in again right at the end. And so it's not you might be like starting, middle, wow, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, but you get there.
Yeah. And too, for us doing readings on here, it's different in this environment than it is a demonstration, and demonstration is different than it is doing a private session. It's just, and I'm trying to carefully say this, but on here, the need is kind of different. Okay. Yes, it's nice to get a message in a Facebook Live, but the energy is different than when someone is like, they desperately need to hear from that person in a private setting. The energy is completely different. And that throws people off between doing the lives here and on Facebook or whatever social media platform, TikTok, that when you're sitting down with a client, the energy is completely different. Because the need is different. Yes, I know people want a reading and they need a reading, but again, there's a really, I think, a stark difference between here and a sitting down with somebody.
You gotta have someone who's like open to work with you. Like I've read for a bunch of people who are not open to work with me, sure, but like if someone's just like, I don't know, maybe, and you're just like, whoa.
See, that's kind of playing around with it then. That's people. Again, I got to word this carefully, and this is my journey. But in the beginning, I didn't charge, and then I would charge so little. And again, this leads into another topic on why people charge what they charge.
Sure.
When you charge like $25 for a half hour, my experience, people would not show up. If they did show up, they weren't really ready for it. They would play around with it. It's kind of like, oh, let's see kind of energy. So again, we talk about that energy match that you're putting out. It's got to match vibrationally. It's got to equal. So again, it's different when especially a developed medium who's practiced for years and years and years. Yes, their price is going to be different. And some people have a problem with that. And that's your opinion. And I've learned the hard way that you do have to charge. And it does make a difference with the sitter. That's a whole other topic.
There's a respect piece in place.
Yeah.
And most people will respect you regardless of money, but there's differences that come into play because we're weird. Humans are weird. And so you just have to set up the energy. The energy is gonna go like this. Welcome. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
all right, rather than just come on in, let's see how it goes. Now,
Yeah.
sometimes we do have that attitude, but we have to also be responsible for the results it gets us.
Yeah. And that's why we said, both of us said in the beginning, and other people have mentioned it in the comments. If I do a reading that I don't feel is up to my standard, I give a refund. I just, that I will, even if the client says, no, I'm like, no, I know I can do better. I was off. Here's a refund, or let's reschedule. So there you go. Yeah. Do you want to jump in and do a few readings?
Okay, yeah. All right. Oh gosh, let's see. I'm just reading some of the comments for a second.
I am feeling a male. That I want to kind of talk with, that I feel this person stepping forward in my awareness is directly responsible for their passing. So I don't, someone mentioned the name Travis. I asked a message from Travis. So I don't know if this is who I have, but I definitely feel a male stepping forward that is taking responsibility for their passing. I don't feel this person was very bold either when they passed. Melissa, that was you. So Melissa, can you understand with your person? I hope you put the name in there, Travis. You understand that was his passing, or the reason he passed? I don't want to get into details, but he is showing me that he is responsible for his passing. So I'm only working with Melissa right now. Melissa, I just got to go forward what I'm feeling just to push this along. I feel I need to talk about his cooking, because he's making me feel like that was something he did and he was good at it. He just is one of those, the energy I'm feeling with him. He was a very infectious person, if you will, because he's making me feel like I want to relate. I could hang out with this kid.
She's saying yes.
Yes, he was a good cook. Okay. I just feel like I could, he's just got that personality. I might not have known him, but I will go up to this dude and just talk to him. And I feel like that was his personality. Like, he could talk to anybody. He just was this, I don't like to use this too often, but he was a bright light. I feel like people just attracted to his personality. But with that, I'm also feeling a downside to that, because I'm feeling like he hid a lot of his inner turmoil, because he's making me feel like depression. Do you understand that? Oh, he was a lifeguard. He also wants me to talk about the month of August. Would you understand an August connection with him? And I'm trying to just get him to kind of work with me on the August. I'm getting this subtle feeling that August, there's something about the month of August and his passing. Would you understand that? His mom's birthday. Okay. He wants me to talk to you, Melissa, because I get the feeling he wants me to tell you, like, he wants me to talk about a trip that was planned that wasn't taken. Because he's pointing, he's like, you need to take this trip. Stop putting it off. Would you understand that, Melissa? I know I'm pausing a lot, but I just want to wait for a reply, because I don't want to just inundate you with information. I also get the feeling, Melissa, that you need to, like, give yourself a break, because he's making me feel like you're not responsible. So if you're feeling responsible in some way for his passing, he's making me feel like, no, let that go. I'm also getting a feeling, were you like I don't like to ask a question, so I'll put it in a statement, but he's making me feel like you were one of the last few people that he talked to before he left the physical world. I got to. He died in my car.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. But again, I hope that makes sense of what I said, but he's repeating that over and over to like, don't take responsibility. It wasn't your fault. He keeps showing me a ball cap. So I need to talk about that. Would you understand a ball? He keeps like doing this with it, like taking a ball cap. Oh my God, yes, the last person he saw. Okay. Just know that this is his way of coming through and validating to you that this is him. But he keeps taking a ball cap and like pushing it to the side. His lifeguard hat cap. Okay. Do you have that hat? You just made me feel like you have that hat. Somebody has that hat. I know I'm reaching here, but I'm seeing like a signature. There's something written. No, you don't. I don't know. He's showing me like writing on this hat as well. So I'll just leave that with you. He's just saying drink a beer for him. Okay. And Melissa, just know he's with you. And he says, you know, he's watching over you. He shows, I have this really subtle feeling about continuing some form of education or training. And he's like, go for it, go for it, go for it. So don't stop. And I'll leave you with that, Melissa. Just know that this is his way to come through and just let you know he's with you, okay? And thank you, Melissa, for being open.
Thank you. Yeah. I keep getting like a lot of images too. So Melissa, you can let me know if I'm with your friend or not. But I'm seeing somebody with like either blonde highlights or lighter brown hair or blonde hair, like a little bit longer. And I'm seeing them to be younger. So either this gentleman looked younger, act younger, or was on the younger side. I just keep going back to him and him not fully understanding who he was and really not thinking a lot of things through often. It was just like he had a younger mentality as well as being young.
Yes, light brown hair.
Okay, thank you. And it was just like he didn't really have, I want to put it like this. He would have goals, but they would be rather like spontaneous or out there rather than I'm working towards my goals. So this was an individual, if you can understand, he's a little bit like he had trouble focusing. You could say like a little bit ADD. And because his mind, he didn't know how to utilize his mind. I know this is going to sound weird. It's like part of the reason he was depressed is he didn't know how to utilize his mind. So he kind of looked down on himself for it. And he kind of didn't take life very seriously because of it. So he was a kind person and he wasn't blatantly like mean to himself, but he was just kind of like, I don't really have it figured out. And I guess I'm just living life day to day. And I guess I'm here. I guess I'm doing that. And so he made decisions, especially regarding to how he passed, in a way where he's like, well, I really didn't think that through. I really didn't think it was going to go that way. I really didn't think really much of it leading up to it. He was in the moment. So something that comes into play with his energy is I really didn't have appreciation for like how precious my life was. And he enjoyed his connection with you. You were special, and he didn't know how to, I guess, protect that specialness.
He said he was 55, would want to be in his 20s. He suffered from PTSD. Okay.
Yeah, it's like he comes in with such young energy. Like,
no.
and it just feels like I don't, like, can you understand? He's like scatterbrained. He's like, he doesn't really plan. It's almost like a teenager or a young person in his 20s. So I'm gonna stick to the energy, because I'm just like, he comes in so young feeling, but it's like he just kind of lived his life day to the next, from
That's
not being able to
interesting.
save someone's life.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that oof.
I don't think he was thinking much of his own, you know, I just don't think he thought much of the preciousness of his own, and he wasn't thinking things through for himself. So there's a theme in that. But I don't know. It's just, I feel like, right, I live in the past a lot. I'm haunted. It's like he's living life as a younger person. He was doing the best he could. He didn't have enough things figured out. So when things got really hard, they got really hard. But he acknowledges the special connection you two had. And he's just saying, I wish I knew how to protect it. And that's very interesting, because, you know, the life of a lifeguard, he was learning how to protect. But he wanted to protect you. And he says, thank you for loving him, because you protected him through that. It was a journey of love, and he was figuring it out. He didn't know how to protect his own heart. It was constantly cracked open. He's just saying, thank you for your love, because he didn't always get it. Thank you for your love.
So again, Melissa, thank you for being open and vulnerable. I know in a public forum, but he definitely was not going to let this moment pass. But it's interesting, because he did come through, and I think that's how he wants to be remembered, is that playful 20-year-old, because that's the energy he was sending me. Is like, I felt like I'm young again. So again, thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa. Okay, let's see. Please, who's open to a reading? Thank you, Sylvester. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Sylvester. I appreciate it. If you're not following Sylvester, go follow Sylvester. I've been watching some of his readings on TikTok, and oh my God, Sylvester, I think you mentioned it, that you've been on your development journey for 3 years. You could have fooled me by the reading you gave, I think it was 2 days ago, to the young man that you brought up on screen with you. Until you said I thought you were like a seasoned professional, because that's how you read. His reading was so in depth. I was like, oh my God, this guy is awesome. And I don't just say that, Sylvester, just so you know. But oh my God, dude, that was amazing.
I'm torn, Michael. There's a part of me that wants to explore mediumship, and then there's a part of me that just wants to work psychically.
Let's pull some cards that we can get some more readings in with the cards. We can do mediumship on our part 2 of 25 series.
Yeah, we're basically, like, today was like okay, we're just going, and we're bucking up, so we're gonna be back. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate. Gosh, I'm so gun shy today.
We can do one more if you feel up for it, or we can just do cards.
I want to read, but my body is like kind of just like, whoa, Kelly, you know, we're just sometimes you're just tired and you just go, whoa. All right, I wanna go to Jas. I'm just gonna go. So Jas,
spiritual goddess, God.
Yes.
Yes.
Spiritual God, a beautiful name. She said, any messages from my friend Esperanza? She passed away in 2021. I miss her every day and think about her. I'm her best friend. So immediately kind of what comes to mind with your friend, and tell me if you can understand this, please, Jess, is that your friend was like very affectionate and like very kind, and like I am fixated on her smile. I feel like she's such a good-natured, kind, giving friend. So this is someone with an open heart, and this is someone who's sensitive and gentle. But this was somebody who you really felt like, gosh, she left too soon. Like what a kind and gentle spirit, if you can understand this. See, yes, that's how I feel every time she comes in. She smiles at me or hugs cupcakes. She smiles at me all the time. But can you understand this is the way that she was when she was with you as well? Because she's sending you, she's sending you so much encouragement energy, that's for sure. But I feel like when you were friends, like you were sisters, and you looked out for each other, and it's a mixture of like I spent a lot of time with her, but I didn't spend all the time that I wanted to. It was almost like school or work kind of kept you apart sometimes, but you kept in touch. So there's like the acknowledgement where like we always kept in touch as best as we could. I wish I could have spent more time with her, but we always kept in touch as best as we could. And I feel like there was at the end kind of you didn't get to see her in the way off that you wanted to, if you can understand this.
Hello, Colin.
And then Michael, if you want, if you're picking up on anything, you just let me know. I'm going to have you jump in whenever you want. But I'm aware of I didn't get to say goodbye in the way that I wanted to, if you can understand this, Jess.
I'll wait for her to acknowledge that, and then I'll kind of jump in.
She was my best friend even when since elementary school. She died 19 and overdose. Oh my gosh, I never knew what happened to her. So we found out later. I hope she's not mad at me for not showing up to her. No, it was just like, it was very innocent, the partying. It wasn't like, like life goes, you grow up and life happens. And I feel like you reached out and then, what you weren't able to connect, and it's just kind of how it went. But I feel like life would have brought you back together. How you try to reach out and find online, because you guys, when you left, you were on really good terms and you had like that sister connection. So that sister connection was not lost. It never was. That's just life sometimes. I'm so sorry to hear about the passing. I really am. Seeing if anything comes up. Can you understand like black hair, like curly hair, black curly hair? And you're saying we were the same age. She was 19. I was 18 when she passed away. When she hadn't her funeral, I felt guilty for not going. I just couldn't see her like that.
She is killing me right now because her energy coming into me.
Please, and I said jump on in. I'm tired today. Please, I'm just doing the best I can. Please come on in.
Yeah, Jess. So I'm just going with what I'm feeling. I read your comments. So she is like, one, do not feel guilty about not being at her funeral. That's number one. Do not just let that go. So I'm just going to give you what I feel she's conveying to me. She was like the instigator. She was like, I don't know if Jess, you were like, I don't want to say goody two shoes, but she's like, she gives me this feeling like she would drag you to go do things. Like, we're going to go get in trouble kind of feeling. She's like, so I feel she was the instigator for like a good time. Would you understand that around her? And she keeps showing me this bumblebee. I keep seeing this bumblebee flying around. So I don't know if you understand that reference, but I'll wait for your reply.
It just, right when you said like troublemaker, I just got, you guys used to like joke and like, joke with like, you'd have jokes with swears and stuff, and she'd be the one to more so use the swears. I was like hearing that kind of in my head. I'm not going to say the word I heard, but she says, well, I wish I got to do more things with her. I never went to Ages or Lakeside with her. I guess it's a place where they grew up, but I know that she has a kid, and I think she wants me to be in that kid's life. And she's saying yes. She understands what you said. And then did you understand about the hair as well? I'm just making sure I'm connecting to her properly. And you're saying, that's funny, I keep getting reference of like the Bee Movie every time I see that thing. And that I think the Bee Movie's I think he's like a bumblebee. I don't know if he's a bumblebee or honeybee. Sometimes she would joke with me, and sometimes she'd show me like a skeleton. I don't know why. It's just so funny. Okay.
And I'm also seeing the month of April. I feel there's a birthday she wants to acknowledge for the month of April. Would you understand that, Jas?
I also feel like there's an acknowledgement in the month of May too for a birthday. If you can take April and May, Jas. Like one of you has a birthday in May, as maybe April too as well. But can you understand that both of you were a little bit on the quieter side, and you'd like help get each other out of your shell, and you'd surprise each one another? Like sometimes you would do things and she'd be like, what are you doing? And then sometimes she would do things and be like, what are you doing? So you both had like a rebelliousness about you, but it'd come out in very different areas at different times because you guys had different personalities. You're seeing my grandfather's birthday is in May. I'm not sure. His birthday's in April because her birthday was in December and my birthday's actually in February. Here's acknowledgement. Is grandfather passed in May? Yes, I was a very quiet person. I didn't have a lot of friends. But you two got each other. You don't need a lot of friends. You two got each other. That's like worth its weight in gold, more than having a lot of friends ever is. But can you understand like playing with like McDonald's toys when you were younger together? I know that sounds really weird. Just like there's like a memory of like playing with McDonald's toys. Yes, his birthday is May 3rd. Grandfather, Mike. Can you understand that grandfather would have had like a mustache? It's so weird. I think I had a McDonald's play set, but we sold it a long time ago. Okay. I don't know. There's something about like fourth grade, if you can understand, around fourth grade, like you were in the same class, you were in the same like classroom, had the same teacher, because sometimes you're in the same grade, but you're not in the same class together. Every school's very different. But I just feel like around like 10, 11, you were able to see each other every day and be in the same classes. And those were like some of the strongest memories and times that you had with one another. But yeah, from like being quite young up until like your early teenager times, you were able to see each other. Did you like break off at like 14, 15 and like things got like more like diluted, but you were aware of each other, if you can understand that? I think we might
eat a bit in the same classroom.
Same
Went to the same school.
That makes sense. I was just wondering like specific grades, because like, you were friends for quite a long period of time. I'm just looking at specific grades, but thank you. Yeah, you definitely would have. I'm taken to 10, 11 especially, and 9, like that area of when you would have But anyway, just tell me if you're getting anything, Michael. I'm just
Oh,
picking
you
up
got
aspects.
this. You got this. I've kind of backed off because you're doing great.
But I just feel like Grandpa, if you can understand, like we were talking about Grandpa in heaven, like Mike, he and like if you can understand facial here with him, he has like a gentle quietness, and so like he's encouraging you to like life, like the world's kind of crazy right now, and he's encouraging you to be quiet amongst the storm. Not quiet to dim your light, but quiet like observe and don't be pulled in by other people's opinions and other people's like voices of what they say they're going to do, like to be quiet, observe, and connect to your heart and not be swayed. So he's coming in saying that it's good to not rush into things. It's good to take things slow. That's a message specifically coming to you. And I feel like he was like a more calm man. And so he's prizing that in you too as well. And so he's highlighting your good traits, and he's like kind of winking at you and approving of these good traits. And you're saying when you broke off with your friend, you're saying, yes, I went to the high school class where you broke up, kind of went your separate ways. Okay, got it. In the middle of high school, that makes sense. Thank you for understanding. And then I reconnect with thank you for understanding. Thank you for understanding. That makes sense. And being getting blind, but I don't understand why. And I get he's just saying, just don't get caught up in what other people like are doing, making you feel personally within the world. He's just like, take it slow. Just be yourself, but take it slow. Do not be encouraged how other people are acting around you. That's his message. If there's anything else you want to say, Michael, I'm going to give that to you.
No. I kind of, that was a good reading. I'm just kind of just sitting back and listening. So.
Okay. All right. No worries. Yeah. And your friend, then again, your friend's giving you love too. She's like, don't worry about them. And then she mentions what Michael brought up earlier about her saying some curse words. And she's referencing, don't worry about them. They are, and that's a dog in Spanish. And I feel like that's a word she would have said around you if you can understand that, if there's some evidence in the mix there. So she's like, don't you worry about them. And she's like, come on now. She's got your back. All right. And then I'm going to love and leave you with that, Jess, and your friend as well. Esperanza, thank you. I'm going to hand it over for you to pick the next person if you'd like to connect with anybody.
I don't know. I think maybe you pull one card each and then call it a night, because we've been on here over an hour.
Oh my God. Yeah, you're right.
Really
we're going in gentle. We're going in gentle to start.
How about just a collective? I'll do one and then you do one. You want to do that so everybody gets something?
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
So first, thank you, everybody. Thank you again, Kelly, for having me join you tonight. Interesting. I was going to start shuffling, and then I looked at the bottom card, and this is the one I feel I need to talk about. Speaking your truth. And I think that's a message for Jazz, because I kept feeling this. It's like, you need to show your uniqueness to the world. Don't let anybody else take that away from you. It's almost like your superpower, if you will. But this card is about speaking your truth, okay? Let me just feel into this a little bit. And this goes for everybody else too, so this is kind of universal. Yeah. Stop hiding who you are to please other people. Especially that feeling you get, like, if you feel like you're suffocating, like I can't show my true colors, that's your soul just daring you to be bold and be different, because your daring and your boldness is going to mean something to somebody else. Stop letting other people control you with their thoughts and their ideas about how things should be. You're here to be different. You're here to influence other people. And you can only do that if you be yourself. So it's like, stop hiding. There's a lot of people on here that have abilities that they're afraid to show. if you're feeling that, especially a really strong pull, again, spirit will never tell you, yes, you need to do this. But if you're having this pull, there's a reason for it. And I would just say explore that, see where it leads you. But don't ever be afraid to show your true colors and be you. Be you. There's a reason why you're having these feelings. Yep. And I'll just leave it at that. Be yourself. And like Kim says, be here, be different.
Stand in authenticity, be different. Yes, absolutely. I got the card Discovery. This is for everybody. And this is about going on a journey and being okay with you like traversing into waters that are unfamiliar. Being okay that if the journey needs to stop, restart, or change, and making sure that you are having fun along the way. If someone doesn't resonate with you or doesn't understand where you're at, that's okay. Like your journey with them has stopped, or maybe it needs to, fork in the road and you go a different direction. You have to go on that discovery, and it's not supposed to be an easy path. It's literally discovery. If it was an easy path, we would have it mapped out. Discovery is like the unmapped like part of life. Embrace it, and it's okay if it's not beautiful because it will be, but it's okay that it's, God, I just want to say messy and uncomfortable and awkward and scary. You have to discover those parts of yourselves too. We all of us want to like discover like, oh, like what's my best lighting? Like what's my gift? What is my purpose? But like, yes, please. Yeah. But like, you should learn about what makes you awkward. You should learn about what makes you uncomfortable. You should learn about how you are under pressure. Like you have to discover those parts of yourself. Like that's the journey, all of it. So hang in there, everybody. You're right on track. That's my collective message. Okay. All right. Yeah. So I always give guests the last word. I know you just pulled a card, but what comes to mind as well as the collective?
Let me just...
Exactly, Sarah.
I don't know why this just...
that bad or hard, exactly.
So one of my coworkers gave me this. I don't know why. I just looked over it and seen it. I forgot I even had this, so I'm going to share this with... Maybe this is let me read it first to make sure there's nothing like too crazy in this. Okay. So a coworker gave me this. I'm going to read through it. So it's the disposable bullshit bag. Seals BS in directions. Open bag before opening mouth. Tuck open bag beneath chin. Start talking. Let the BS flow. When full, seal bag and dispose of. Warning, do not attempt to dispose of your BS through any government agency. They produce more bullshit than anyone can dispose themselves. We suggest that you send it to the major networks in return for all they send out each day. Wow. I don't know if that resonates with anybody, but I just saw this sitting over there. I'm like, oh my God, I haven't seen this.
Michael just pulled a card, everybody.
And this is what she wrote on the back. Saw this, thought of you. So now you know this is me. People give me stuff like this.
Just let all the BS fly away and get messy if you have to. Live your authentic truth. Yeah. That's what I take from that.
Let me tell you something from a person that I don't want to admit that I'm getting older, but man, I wish I could go back with the mentality I have now. Because man, I wouldn't have given a shit what other people thought of me. That would have saved so much time and so much energy. Oh my God. It's like, I understand older people would say that, you'd get that from them. When you saw older people when you were younger, like they don't give a shit about anything. They're going to say what's on their mind. It's like, I understand that now, and they're a lot less stressed than we are. So let it out.
Yeah, I mean, we're not going to see people, for very long in our lives, even the ones that are with us. Like it's all transit. What's that word?
Transitory.
Transitory. Thank you.
Transit.
That's what I'm trying to
Okay.
say. Yeah, you're correct. The first one. It's all transitory, and like we got to enjoy the ride, because like.
Yeah.
Most of us are like, this ride, it could be better. So, like, why don't you just take a crack at it? I mean, the people who are never going to understand you are going to do just that. You can't convince them, even if you make a good point. They'll just be like, yeah, not my bag, not my brand, not my interest. And I don't know, do it. We're all figuring it out.
It's supposed to be, like Kelly, like you said, a messy journey. We're not here to be perfect. We're here to learn. And so I say, fuck up as much as you. Oh, see, there I go, Kelly. You're making me cuss again. No, make the mistakes, learn the lessons. But it's like you got to be daring. And I say that to myself every day because, believe it or not, I'm still shy about what I do. I mean, there's certain people. For instance, I think it was a week ago. Everybody at work figured out what I do. They did not know because I don't talk about it. Not that I hide it, but I don't tell people, hey, this is what I do. They just happen to find me on Facebook and they ask my boss, it's like, is this Michael? He's like, yep. They're like, oh. So now everybody at work knows. But I'm like,
wow, now people know you're a medium? That's really, wow. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I really indifferent. I mean, they one's particular had some pretty cool questions and curiosity kind of stuff. And I mean, I've heard people say it before when they find out, they're like, if you weren't in the military and if I didn't know who you were, I probably wouldn't believe it. But because it's you, I kind of believe this. So I'm like, well, okay, good.
For real. No, yeah. I mean, because it's not airy fairy. You're just like, this is just a possibility, and I'm picking up on that possibility. I just happen to be able to do it. Wow, that's really cool. And do you believe in miracles? Kimberly is wondering.
Hell, I am here because of a miracle. I should have taken a dirt nap back in 2010 when my kidneys failed, but here I am, 15, almost 16 years later. So yes, I definitely believe people come into your life at the right time and you're going to be here as long as you're supposed to be. And, I know I'll go off on a quick tangent, but, some of the lessons I learned going through my illness was tomorrow is definitely not guaranteed. And I made my peace with this journey comes to an end at some point. And, when it's my time, it's my time. I have zero fear of physical death. So, I mean, again, there's a lot to ask anybody that's been through a chronic illness or, has had their life saved. They don't fear death anymore. It's like you make your peace with it at some point. But the understanding is this is temporary. This existence in the physical world is temporary. So quit taking shit so damn serious. I am a different person today than I was 15 years ago. I can tell you that.
I like the way of thinking too. Like, I believe miracles are real. So it's like, don't be afraid to show up for the difficult stuff or the scary stuff. Easier said than done.
Oh yeah.
I still have fears. But you go, okay, well, this is when a miracle can happen. And then like, you never know, but it's in the mix. And if you're brave enough to put yourself out there, usually you're not going to fall. And if you do, you're definitely not going to fall every single time. A miracle is going to find you.
Yep, things will happen when they're supposed to. I mean,
if you want a miracle, you better get out there and get ready for the miracle to catch you. It's not going to happen in your house.
Yeehaw! Enjoy the ride.
Exactly. Okay. It actually freed you, Michael.
Oh yeah, it did. I used to be. I still kind of am. I could be pretty uptight. But now I'm like, if I catch myself in that kind of mentality, I'm like, no, it ain't worth my time worrying about this. And again, it's just that attitude of fuck it. What's the worst that can happen? So, that's me. I'm a very impulsive person now because if I want to do something that makes me happy now, I'm going to do it. I mean, yeah, there's boundaries and reasons, be reasonable, but for the most part, though, if I want to do something, I do it. I don't care. I have money I
Ashley
want to
said,
spend, I'll do it.
yeah,
um,
you can't take it with you. You can't take it with you. Sure, like I think like it's good to set up things for your benefit, and if you have a plan, great. But you can't take it with you. Um, Ashley says she almost died of sepsis. It's very true with miracles. And Sarah is
yeah,
saying miracles are real. I know because I had one. My son, after 18 years of it being impossible, I lost him at 6 months tragically. I'm so sorry to hear that. But yes, miracles are 100% a real thing. I believe so. Anyway, to each their own. Beautiful. Um, Kimberly, she's a healer and she's seen and felt many. Jennifer, my little boy was diagnosed with CKD4
chronic kidney
years,
disease. Yeah.
chronic kidney disease 4 years ago. He's just getting over a really bad UTI and seeing a nephrologist next week. He's due to be discharged from the Children's Hospital, which I'm finding very scary. Oh, goodness. Prayers to him. Prayers to your
It is.
son.
It's. I mean, I look at the roles reversed. If my wife was going through what I went through, I probably would have fell apart. I think it's so much harder for the person that's watching from the sidelines and is completely powerless about what happens. Um, it that's hard. That's hard. Watching somebody that you care for go through something like that. Um, definitely sending you and your family, prayers. Um, I just, praying for the best for sure. And how old is your son, Jennifer? I think you said, but I'm not sure. Um,
She said, oh, she didn't say quite. She said 4 years ago.
and again, I don't make medical predictions. I'm just speaking from experience. But I mean, medications. For me, for instance, when they found it, I was in stage 3, very advanced, and they were able to just control it and slow it down. I mean, I went another 10 years before my kidneys finally gave up. But your son's young. I mean, never give up hope that it could heal. It's being younger, I think, is always a plus. We just have this ability to heal easier when we're younger. But definitely sending you good prayers.
He's 20. He
Okay.
has Williams syndrome.
And again, I'll just share this real quick. I mean, we're dealt these hands to deal with. When I got diagnosed with it, it was like a blow to just, I was like, where did this come from? And you just make your peace with it at some point. You do. And you just take every day for what it is and you pray. I would just, you just got to take it day by day. I know that's going to be difficult, but that's all we can do is just take it one day at a time and just enjoy the moments that, we still have while we're here. My stepdad, who lost both of his sons, used to tell me, it's like, because I used to worry about it, it's like, why are you worrying about something that may or may not happen? You could walk out in front of a bus tomorrow and there you're worried for nothing. I know that was an extreme example, but he was trying to just send the point home that all you have is right now. Don't worry about tomorrow. We're here now. That's all that matters. Take it for what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So she said, I'm concerned. It's advanced a lot. He was losing blood. It's stage 2, but I'm fearful. Yeah, I'm fearful it's progressing. So everybody, please send good vibes, prayers, good thoughts, intentions to Jennifer and her family. Keep us posted, Jennifer. Jennifer comes in a lot to the different shows, so please keep us posted, Jennifer. We're rooting for your family.
for sure.
Okay, everybody. Thank you. Everybody, we always appreciate you sharing about your life in the comments, as well as Michael. Thank you for sharing yours as well. It is a very loving community and open community, full of a lot of positivity and encouragement. We talk about healing in life. We get into the nitty gritty. We really do. We'll be back, I'm sure. This was a warm up, so.
A warm up.
1 of 25, Michael.
And Jennifer and I will be back. We've been talking probably end of somewhere in May, maybe late May. We just needed a break. I think it was code for Jennifer just getting tired of working with me. No. She finally had enough and said, it's been 5 long years. No.
She's been busy. She's been
I know.
busy. Yeah. Been. So I was like, oh, I get it. So Spiritually Imperfect in May, look out for that.
Yep.
And if you want to refresh, let me know if you want to refresh to your stuff. We can bring in some new energy if you want. Little flair to the opener or whatever, or the banners. You're like, I don't care.
No, it's good. It's perfect. So
okay, it's Spiritually Imperfect.
Damn right. We're just all a hot freaking mess. I should just open the show with welcome to the shit show. We have no idea what's about to happen. Come on in.
So to be continued with the sacred but also shit show of life.
There we go.
And us just in this together. We wish you good vibes until the next time we see you. So thank you for coming to the Psychic Hour. Please go with love, luck, and light, and don't forget to live, everybody. We have Michael's show debuting at 4 a.m. on Inner Realms, Outer Journeys. It's a pre-record, but if you want to check out more about his life, it will be on very soon, within 12 hours, Michael. 11 hours.
We told Karen we should probably put like a restricted, like a rated R for my profanity.
Maybe I should. More people might be appreciative of this is the raw footage. Okay, everybody. See you soon, and Saturday and Monday the shows commence. Oh, hearts from Jennifer.
I'm surprised she wasn't doing this. These little emojis in the thing.
They will do it. We had people doing it last time. There's a huge sense of humor in here. Even though we're going kind of lax and calm today, it gets rowdy in the comments. It is no joke. Stay living in the light. If you've strayed, it's never too late. That's right. Live in the light, everybody. Take care.
Yep.
Not profanity, authenticity.
That's right. I even got Kelly cussing now, so mission accomplished.
That's right. There you go.
She wasn't even aware she was doing it. All right.
No, I wasn't. I really wasn't. Night for now, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everybody.